And we're live. That's right. Today is April 25th. You are live, I am live, and we are live. My name is Zach Gelfand, your half-dressed host of this short-form Instagram Live talk show that's happening right here, right now. We've got a great show for you guys tonight. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm going to tell you to a number of times before this show is over. I promise you this. But if you've been following the show, a fan of it for the 5 or 6 weeks now or something we've been running, then you're well aware that this week I became a proud new parent to a Nintendo Switch. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It finally came. It arrived in my home on Sunday, and I feel proud. I feel a new mixture of emotions. I feel happy. You know, it has changed my life. But there are definitely, you know, I need to take a moment to talk to those people thinking about welcoming a Nintendo Switch into their home. There are some things that I realized that I wanted to share with you. So namely, I didn't realize before making this decision how much of a responsibility financially and time-wise raising a Nintendo Switch would be. Now, of course, I am there 100% of the time for my little Switch. And I promise you, some might say an overbearing amount of time, Mom. But, you know, it's my commitment to my Switch. And if you're not ready to make that commitment, to take it on daily strolls in Mario Kart, to, you know, clean up when the controllers are around all over the place, and, you know, to keep it charged, well charged and well fed, then you got to rethink, is this the right decision for you? If you are ready to take that jump, if you're ready to put the time and effort in, then I believe you can do this. If you're ready to buy the accessories it likes, to attach the leash to the controllers, to give it the love and attention it needs, then you too can make that decision, foster a Switch, and feel the same thing that I'm feeling, which is a realization that I didn't save my Switch. I didn't rescue my Switch. My Switch rescued me. Anyway, on to the headlines, baby. That's right. We've got more headlines, and we're going to start these headlines off with an anniversary, if you will. Not celebrating the sham that is marriage, but celebrating the 1-year anniversary of my all-time favorite headline coming from the New York Times in the form of a news alert. So please take a look here. Oh, yes, Australia wants to kill 2 million cats, the feral ones that hunt native wildlife. Lethal sausages dropped from planes are just part of the plan. That's right, lethal sausages. And I would make a joke if I didn't know for a fact that I'd be reported. So we're moving on to space, that is. We're moving on to space news. And it's really an exciting time to talk about space news because SpaceX, the very interesting company, has been stirring up quite a little party, if you will. So disgruntled stargazers say Elon Musk's Starlink satellites are ruining the night sky. Basically, Elon Musk is sending a whole bunch of new satellites into the orbit, and we're going to see how it goes. But the thing is, Elon Musk sucks right now, and Elon Musk has been kind of the worst version of a hipster, really, because he is somebody who will take a retro fad, something really old like the Galaxy, right, and then try to put his retro spin on it with SpaceX. But at the end of the day, he ends up creating some new falutin fad and trend that ruins the sense of nostalgia we had for stars to begin with. So Elon Musk, screw off. It's not necessary, and it's not wanted. So really what happened was Elon Musk had this fancy new fleet of satellites. Here, let me show that to you, which I suppose were designed by famed accordionist Weird Al Yankovic. I don't know, maybe. And he launched them into orbit, and this is what we got. This is the night sky so many people are upset about. You have this like weird array of these satellites. And when I look at these night sky, I'm disappointed. You know, many British people were, I don't know why just them, but many British people were very upset with this. And I tend to agree with them because the night sky like this is kind of like when your grandmother is wearing 2 necklaces and asks you, are they too much? But then proceeds to put a third one on anyway. It's just overkill, really, in my opinion. It's just overkill, unnecessary. But that's not all. Some scientists argue that the privatization of these space agencies is going to result in a very bad, handling of our orbit and our space of this Earth. They're saying that if we don't monitor it and regulate it properly, we're going to treat our orbit the same way we treat our current Earth, which is like trash. This is actually a progression that some scientists put together of what the future may look like. But actually, it looks pretty familiar. Jim, can we zoom in on that? Actually, that I feel like I've seen this. Yeah, let's zoom in. Yeah, no, I for sure. I see. Jim, can we zoom in and enhance on this one more time? God damn it! See, Elon Musk has ruined everything. He's even taken Pixar. This guy will not stop, and he won't stop again because we've got another SpaceX headline continuing in the space news. NASA has urged people not to travel to Florida to watch next month's historic space launch, SpaceX launch. So the two space agencies, NASA and SpaceX, got into bed together a few years ago to make the U.S. make Russia jealous, a classic tale of quarreling lovers. But, it's kind of weird. I will say it's a little cool. It hasn't been since 2011 since we launched American astronauts into space from American soil. So I like that. But at the same token, some strange things going on. Namely, the administrator of NASA, Jim Burdenstein, he's got this coronavirus to deal with, but he's not going to let it get in his way. He's going to make sure that this launch next month in May happens. All he has to do is hope and trust that the people of Florida will do the right thing and not come on down to watch the big boom boom in the up top blue. So we'll see if they make it happen. The shuttle itself is on its way, will be on its way to the International Space Station. Aboard are the two astronauts here, Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley, brave patriots, who I can only assume are America's B team because the definitely favored A team could not make it. I have to assume that they got stuck in a wormhole. Moving on to tech, a headline about Facebook. I hate to do it to you guys, but this is where we're at. Facebook has launched a Zoom competitor with built-in special effects. Yes, that's right. That Facebook is at it again, copy-pasting all sorts of intellectual property and selling it as their own, continuing Mark Zuckerberg's streak of saying, oh, yes, I'd like that. That looks good. I like it. It's shiny. I'd like to buy it. I won't buy it. I'll copy it. I'll paste it. I'll buy it. I'll sell it. I'll make money, and I'll buy it again. Thank you very much. I have it. I control it. Hey, Mark Zuckerberg, what are you going to do with this kind of guy? And now into finance, we go to the strange happening that happened in the markets this week where oil prices on Monday, for the first time in history, went negative. Now, it's a very hard to conceptualize and hard to get to kind of point, but to help figure this out, we're bringing on our correspondent in business analysis, Don G. Long. So please welcome Don G. Long to the program. While he pull him up, here is some music. Don, thank you for coming on the program. Seems fitting.
Hi.
There he is. Hey, Don, how's it going?
Thanks for having me, Zach. Let me know when we're alive and rolling.
No, Don, yeah, we're live, and we're live. We're live. We're going. Yep.
All right, just let me know when we're alive.
Okay. Well, anyway, Don, let's. I guess we'll start now, if that's cool with you. Let me start by asking, could you first explain how the oil market typically operates? I don't really know. I myself am not really sure. I'm not familiar with the market.
Well, the thing to remember here, the oil affects all of us, Zach, and I'm not just talking about the peanut oil I cook with that is killing me every night. No, what we're talking about here is crude oil, which is used to power our cars, our trucks, our planes, our yachts. But it's also used to create a lot of the chemicals and plastics that we use every day. I'm talking asphalt, CD players, shag rugs, glycerin. These are just a few examples of products I buy every day that require oil to make them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So oil's important. Got that. But how do we actually trade for oil? I think that's where I'm still a little hung up. Does it work like the stock market?
Well, yeah, it does, in the sense that money is involved in both scenarios. It works a little differently with raw materials, which I'm going to refer to as commodities because, well, let's be honest, it sounds cooler.
All right.
The way most commodities, including oil, are bought and sold is through something called a futures contract. And no, for all you younger viewers out there, I'm not talking about the rapper who I've accidentally Googled several hundred times in my life. No, a futures contract is an agreement between the buyer and the seller that a unit of the commodity, in this case a barrel of oil, will be bought at a set price on a set future date, regardless of what the market price of a barrel of oil costs on that date.
Okay, so let me ask, why do futures exist? Why do people trade that way? Why do they do that?
Well, if the market price winds up being less than the set price, this is considered a loss for buyers and a win for suppliers, and vice versa if the market price is above the set price. It's like a classic game of 5-card draw, but instead of poker chips, we're dealing with people's livelihoods.
Boy, I guess that's one way to put it. Okay, so that scenario. So what scenario in this, with using these terms now that we know, what scenario allowed for negative prices?
Well, try to think of it from the consumer side, but reverse. Does that make sense?
No, not at all.
Okay, Roger that, Zach. Let's try something else here. Zach, what's an example of something you bought recently?
A Nintendo Switch, good sir.
Oh, well, very good, very good. I bought a Nintendo Switch earlier this week myself. So when you're buying a Nintendo Switch, what do you pay attention to? You pay attention to the price, right? Because that's the amount of money that you, the buyer, will have to pay. And you need to make sure that you have enough money to actually buy a Nintendo Switch. Because otherwise, it'll be real embarrassing to be told you're not valuable enough to take a Nintendo Switch back home.
Yeah, Don, Don, I understand how like money and price works. I'm just, okay, yeah, I'm familiar with that.
Oh, good, excellent. So if you, the buyer, have to pay the supplier when the price of the Nintendo Switch is positive, then if the price is negative, that just means the supplier is willing to pay you to take the Nintendo Switch.
So how did that happen in the case on Monday?
Well, it didn't actually. When I was buying the Nintendo Switch, it cost way more than I was expecting, and I'm pretty sure I could have found a cheaper version somewhere online if I knew how to use that.
Don. How did the price of oil, we're talking about oil, that's why you're here, how did that go below zero on Monday?
Oh, you want to know about oil?
Let's stay on topic.
Okay, all right, right. Well, like a future album, the coronavirus dropped suddenly, became a global sensation, and had lots of unforeseen consequences. Okay.
Not a bad analogy.
Once the parts of the economy started shutting down in late February, demand for oil fell sharply because people didn't need to use it as much. So that's when all the major oil producing countries got together and said, hey, we got to stop making oil. Nobody wants the oil. But Russia said, nope, we want to keep making oil because we want people to think we're an oil making country. So Saudi Arabia, who's cut their production a number of times in the past, came on and said, nope, we're not having this time, and a price war began.
Wow. So you're saying that we've got countries with way too much oil now.
So now we got countries with way too much oil. More oil than anyone is willing to buy. And oil, you got to understand this about oil, Zach. Oil isn't like other commodities. You can't just throw it into the ocean like we used to do at Exxon.
Wait, Don, what did you just admit to the Valdez?
So what suppliers are doing, they are going to pay you to buy it because it would cost them more money to ultimately store it themselves. Hence, you get negative prices.
Okay, yeah. Well, I guess that does make sense. You know, just to nail it home for the viewers, for myself, is there any way, is there like a way to visualize this that we can have to bring that home?
Well, luckily there is, Zach. I brought a little something here for our viewers to look at. It's a little visual. It's just your classic supply-demand chart here. Let me know if you got a good look at that here. Can you see that?
Yeah. Back it up a smidge.
Okay, all right.
Because you're only half frame.
Yeah, my depth perception ain't that good, so yeah, we'll get this figured out though. Okay, there we go. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So we got the price here on the horizontal axis, and we got the quantity on the vertical axis.
Yeah.
Now, that straight line, I'm sorry, that squiggly line there, that is your demand, okay? It's a little bit volatile, but with coronavirus now, it's been straightened out, right? It's lower. So you got that going on. But now you also have a more volatile supply chain going on as well. So you got a little bit of that going on here, okay? That makes sense? And
yeah.
now you got other tremors here that are kind of there. You got other price fluctuations there, and they're all converging onto one single point there, right? So you got a lot of this going on, and you got, momentum begets momentum. You got people aren't really sure what's going on there.
Don,
It's chaos,
Don?
An important thing to remember is that although the entire system here, this whole system, it's very sensitive, It's very sensitive. But there's some spot. It could be here. It could be there. We're not really sure, but there's a perfect spot somewhere in here for the economy to fluctuate on itself. And, I don't think there's a man alive that can actually say where the spot is.
Don, I have to stop you. I have to stop you there.
Sure.
You are drawing a vagina. You are drawing a vagina, and I have to tell you this. I'm sorry. It's what you're drawing, and this is a family-friendly show.
Like a female one?
Yes, Don, a human female vagina. Yes. Are you aware? Do you see this? Am I crazy?
I gotta be honest, Zach. I don't even know why I'm bothering to look. I don't think I'd know one if I was introduced.
Alrighty. Well, Don, this has been super informative, and I want to thank you for stopping by. But we've got to keep going with the show now, so please stop drawing that. So we're gonna keep moving. Thank you so much, Don. Take it easy.
All right. Take care.
All right. Bye now. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, I hope that graphically informative presentation helped you guys out, figure what's going on. But guys, we got to keep this show rolling. We got some great guests coming up in a little bit. Tony DeFeo will be on to attempt a world record, and we're live first. Very excited about that. But before we do, we're going right to Washington, D.C. to connect with a good friend and even better chef, Leo Dominguez. Welcome to the show, Leo, who's going to do a little cooking lesson for us. There he is.
Hey, Zachary, how you doing, pal? Doing all right?
I'm doing great, Leo. Dude, it's great to see your face. It truly
it's great
is.
to see you. It's great to see you. I'm so glad that Don G. Long had the common decency to explain the economics of the United States to us. I was jazzed on that, but I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm just going to go ahead and hand off this to my handy-dandy cameraman here. Here you go. How's it doing, Zach? How's my image? Everything looking good?
You look great, and I love the overalls. A true chef.
Oh, thank you.
Mark.
Thank you. You know the vibes. So basically, folks, what we're trying to get down here is your classic bodega bacon, egg, and cheese. Now, I know a lot of you guys had to flee the city back into your country estates. Maybe your mother or father's second, third, or fourth homes. I don't know. Whatever coast you're on, whatever beach you're on. This is to sort of harken back to that very, very specific feeling of I don't know, just like a man of color getting your order wrong. You know what I mean? So that's what we're going to get into here. So the classic bacon, egg, and cheese, first thing you're going to need is eggs. 2, 3. I don't really care how many eggs you use in the first place, but I'm going to crack these in right here. Zach, you follow me, pal?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to crack these in right here. And honestly, I'm going to leave out the third egg. I don't know why I did that. Cameraman, look in there.
Wow.
These are
Wow.
grass-fed.
Look at those yolks.
These are grass-fed. These have never been caged. These chickens were raised in Stafford County, Virginia, by my father personally. So you want the very best stuff, really, is what you want. So I'm just going to go ahead and scramble these. But before we even get into that, you're going to want 2 slices of butter bread. 2 slices of butter bread, and you just want to touch them. You just want to give them a little.
A kiss from the egg.
Yeah,
A kiss of
yeah.
yolk.
A kiss, a caress. I mean, imagine, Zach, did your father teach you how to drive?
Yes.
I guess imagine that sensation when you think you finally got it and he reaches over and puts his foot on the brake and your knees kind of bunk together. And in that moment, you're a little bit scared, but you're very much reassured that he was right there next to you.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
That's what we're looking for with these 2 slices of bread, okay? Just a little driver's ed lesson, and you and Pop are bumping thighs. Okay, so we're going to slide over here. Come on down. So I made my bacon in this pan earlier. It's dirty, yes, but that's fine. Again, we're making a bodega sandwich, baby. None of this is sanitary at all. I'm going to crank that puppy up to medium-high heat. Medium-high heat. And I'm just going to plop that down to get unctuous, to get accustomed to the flavors, to get into, you know, that. That's exactly what we're looking for right there. We're going to leave that there. I'm going to cycle back to my ingredients this way. I'm going to first wipe my fingers on my clothes, and then I'm going to grab some Havarti cheese. Now, I have no idea what Havarti cheese is, but neither do you. So here we go, baby.
Now, look at that melt. That's great.
Isn't that
Leo,
nice?
I wanted to. Yeah, that is nice. I just want to make sure. You know, you've mentioned your father a couple times. I just want to make sure everything's good. How are you doing? You know, it's a tough time right
now. Zach, come on, man. Shut your goddamn mouth about my dad, okay? We don't have to talk about him. Anyways, so we're gonna go ahead and just cover this bad boy up so he starts melting. Just imagine, Zach. Do you remember when your dad taught you how to ride a bike?
Again, Leo, you're good. You good?
I'm perfectly fine. What I'm trying to harken back to is a very specific memory in your hearts that'll be a very perfect metaphor for exactly how long we want to get these buns underneath here. And so when my dad taught me how to ride a bike, it was one of the last times I ever saw him, actually. And basically what happened was he set me off, you know, on the right path as soon as I was feeling good. And as I started to tip over and I thought it was gone and my confidence was leaving me, he caught me, bike and everything, because he was big and I was small. And in his arms, I was eternal. So it's kind of like that. You want to take this little bit of toast just to that point where you're almost scared to jump over the edge, but you know that someone's going to be there to help you and support you, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and slide these over to the back. Yep.
Leo, I need to ask you something about your father.
Shoot.
And it's,
go ahead.
And it's that, did you learn to ride a bike at the age of 15 if he also taught you how to drive a car and that was near the last time you saw him?
So when I was 8 years old, my father taught me how to drive stick because I wasn't really good on the bike. I didn't really have that. The motor skills weren't there. The cognitive skills, frankly, weren't there. So we kind of held off on the bike riding actually until I was 19 years old. And yeah, I remember, I think it was a Tuesday. My dad took me out to the park. I rode around, and as soon as I had finally gotten free on those 2 wheels, you know, really spinning that first kind of feeling when you're on your own and you're just cruising down the street, I turned around to see if he would congratulate me, and he was gone. Anyways, so we're going to start beating these eggs. Just give them a little extra beat. We're not going to pre-season them. Pre-seasoning's for cowards. Wait for this to get a little bit warm. Wait for this to get going here. And we're just going to go ahead and pour this in real gentle. You shouldn't hear anything. It should be low. It should be slow. What we're doing to these eggs is loving them as they deserve to be loved. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you, Zach? That makes
a lot of sense to me, Leo. I just want to make sure, like, you know, you're good. Because
no. Zach, am I good? Am I good? Anyways, so we're going to come over here and just make sure that these eggs are starting to solidify a little bit. You'll see some holes in it. That's just due to the bacon fat. That is A-okay. Let's take a gander at our toast. Our toast is coming along swimmingly. I'm actually going to turn that down. That Havarti is coming along real nice. Turn that down to all the way at the bottom. And now let's go in. Let's come in close to our eggs here, cameraman. Yeah. Yeah.
Leo, how many
Zach, you
of
picking up what
how
I'm
many of
putting
these
down?
breakfast? I do. How many of these breakfast sandwiches have you been making? Because you seem to be
So
quite the expert.
Oh, yeah. So I make one every single morning and also one every single night, and also one for lunch, just about for the last like 6 weeks or so. So I really got a good kind of system going down here. It's just that, you know, I mean, we were in the kitchen one day, classic. My dad showed me where the eggs were, where the cheese was, and also where the pans were. And then he taught me how to ride a bike, and then he just wrapped it up. You know, so as much as I would like to make some kind of paella, you know, maybe like a, I don't know,
It's okay. It's okay.
anyways, so we're going to come on in on these eggs here. Come on in, cameraman. Come on in. Let's take a look at these eggs here. Let's see how we're doing. Oh, yeah. You see that? It's getting a little bit more solid, a lot more solid. We're going to get that around the rim. We're going to get that around the rim. We're going to hold it close to our bosom just for a moment. Just for an instant. We're going to put it back down, and then we can kind of start working around the edges here. So ideally, you want to work with a nonstick pan, but those some bitches are getting pricey nowadays. So just go with an old cast iron. That should do just fine. And we're going to loop, and we're going to loop. Now look at that. Thank you, cameraman.
Nice, bundled and hugged up there.
Hey, yeah. Just warm, you know? In the coldest months, warm. Yeah, yeah.
Let it out, buddy.
Wow, shut up, Zach. Come on. Come on.
Can't say
Please. Oh, nice. Okay, here we go. Cameraman, come in here. They got to see this. Grab a plate. Here we go. Bring this guy out here. And this guy here. Look at that bottom. Little golden brown, little bacon fat. Very nice. Very nice. Very melty. Come around here. Take a look at that. Eggs
that's some good Havarti.
Thank you. Well, it wasn't me anyways. I mean, you can only ever attribute the success of any individual ingredient to the ones that came before it, you know? The ones that raised it. The ones that made it who it was, the ones that made it who it was today.
Leo, I want to say something to you.
So we're just going to go right on next and get the
Okay.
bacon out, because if you're going to make a bacon, egg, and cheese, you're going to need bacon. And just going to slap that bad boy down, slap that bad boy down, bing, bang, boom. Now, you might think we're almost done, but you forget. This, my friends, is a bodega bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. You're going to get one ingredient that you did not fucking ask for, but you're not going to argue with that guy, are you? Red onion, that's right. One good stripe. Pop that bad boy out. Hachi, kachi, 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 kachi. Go ahead, have a bite there, cameraman. Not bad, huh? All
Hands
right.
on, I like it.
Hey, hands on. That's the only way to really bring something from, you know, its most essential. It's the only way to, I don't know, really. You're just going to want to layer the red onion right on top of that. And you're going to fold over, and just for good measure, get one last little fry up going there. And really get it going.
Metaphorically sending it off to its future.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Now, say if this were an impressionable 18-year-old, this would be that goodbye, son, I'm proud of you moment. This would be that moment where, you know, you brought in the last box, you're welcoming him to college. You're not going to see him for a while, but you know that he'll always have your back. This is going to be that moment. But instead of that moment, what we're going to do is cut this poor motherfucker in half. And just going to plate it right back up and consume.
All right. Leo, fantastic job with the sandwich. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you,
again,
Zach.
man, like, if you need to talk, like one-on-one, man-to-man, like, we can, please call me after this, okay?
Zach. Okay, I'll give you a call.
All right. Thanks so much, Leo. Leo Dominguez, everybody, from Washington, D.C.
Thanks.
All righty. Whew, what a roller coaster. Okay, well, we're going to keep this show rolling, everybody. We have a very special guest on next. Coming to the show is a good friend of mine. You can catch him on Be Kind Rewind sketch team as a writer, previously as an actor. We do a lot of stuff together. He's a very funny man. And tonight, he's going to attempt a world record. Please welcome to the show, Tony DeFeo. Tony DeFeo. There he is.
What's up, buddy? How's it going?
It's so good to see you, Tony. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me on the show. I'm really excited to do this. It's going great.
Yeah, it's great. Now, the booking agents who put this together, they told me that you wanted to be on the show and had a Guinness Book of World Records record to set. I have no idea what it is, so I'm going to let you kind of take it away. I trust you. I love you, and I'm so excited to be here for this grand moment.
Awesome. This is going to be so much fun. So a lot of people, well, I'm a comedian now, but for a long time, I was actually a competitive eater. For the 3 years after I graduated high school, before I went to college, I kind of like did the circuit for some of the big eating tournaments. So, you know, I did a bunch of stops in Las Vegas. I've done the Nathan's hot dog eating contest twice. That was just a lot of fun. Yeah. So, but I kind of, yeah. It's, I don't know. I do talk about myself a lot, but I don't really talk about that. I don't know. It's like very personal to me. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Anyways, so recently, since, you know, I've had a lot of time on my hands, there's been a lot of brands that have been reaching out to me. There's kind of been a resurgence in the sport, and some brands are trying to get some new marketing. So tomorrow on Oreo.com UK, me and some other eaters are going to be setting the record for most Oreos eaten in a minute.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've been training for this for a little while, and I'm really excited. So before I do tomorrow, I want to do a little bit of a test run. I was hoping if I could do it on your show, that'd be really fun.
That'd be incredible. I see no way this could go wrong.
Awesome. So yeah, Oreo sent these over. So I've got them all in front of me. How about so the current record is 65. Kobayashi did 65 in 2017, and that beat Maria Hernandez's record. That she had that for about 10 years. She had 58 for about 10 years. No one could touch her. Yeah. So I have. Hold on a second. I don't want to cheat you. 60-second timer. And Zach, would you mind? It might go kind of fast. Would you mind kind of keeping track for me? I'll be keeping track too, but just so
I got an index card here just for that. I will be keeping track.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so if you could just count me down, I got to get my hands ready, and if you could just count me down, and I'll get into it.
All right. Can we get the whole audience here? Everybody in the audience, we're going to count down from 5 for Tony. So ready? Everybody in the audience, I need you to count down with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! All right, here we go. Tony DeFeo with the world record-setting Oreo eating in 1 minute. He's going fast at that first Oreo.
These are really good. Do you know these are vegan?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, they're so good. I've done a lot of brand spots with Oreo before. I've done one with Doritos. I did like 26 bags in 30 seconds for Doritos. That was really fun.
Tony, the timer is going. Right?
Oh, no. Zach, I've trained for this for like a very, very long time. The timer is going. This is all part of the process. It's more about strategy than anything else. You know, like in like the hot dog eating competition, they have to like dunk it in the water and you kind of drink the bread.
Uh-huh.
This is part of it. So like I know it seems like I'm not going very fast right now, but I'm going to like really get into it in like a really big way.
Tony, I really want this record to be set on my show, and I need the okay, one. Or was that half?
No.
That
It was half.
Okay.
It was only half.
That was half. Okay, 1/2. Got it. We're there. We're getting there. Oh, chugging water. Danger. By the.
That was it. Zach, how many did I do?
That was a minute?
That was a minute.
Tony,
how many was that?
Half an Oreo.
It's not close.
No, you said the record was 65. You talked a lot.
Zach, okay, so the competition's tomorrow. Zach,
Tony,
I'm not close.
Tony, I don't know. I
shouldn't have gone to college. Why did I go to college? I should have just kept doing it. I was good at this. You know how much birthday cake I ate?
I have to assume a lot, or maybe not.
I ate 6 Carvel ice cream cakes in 29 years. No, 29 years. That's pretty good. That's a lot of cake.
This is not competitive eating. This is the antithesis of the sport.
Zach.
Are you feeling sick after that half a cookie?
It was a lot. It doesn't look like it sits in my bowl like a bocce ball right there. It sits in my stomach.
Stop eating bocce balls too. I've told you this before. To stop it. Those little ones are tempting, but you can't eat them.
The Polino?
Yes. Stop.
The little white one, the Polino?
Bocce ball set. Please stop.
All right. I know. Okay. Sorry. Man, I was supposed to get $5,000 for this. Can I borrow $5,000?
Tony, by no means can you borrow $5,000 from me. I was supposed to have a record set on my live show. This is big. We have publishers wanting to publish my show, and now I can't even follow through with the fact that a record would have been set. So I'm going to be honest, I'm a little peeved.
Zach, I wanted this to be in a book. I know you were in talks with Penguin Publishing to get this book, the transcript of this show, written down and put into a novel, and I still think that can happen. I think maybe you weren't paying attention. Were you checking your messages? Was that really only one half?
Tony, I swear to God, look at, you can see on your table in front of you the other half of the one half Oreo.
Maybe I should have had tea. What is your fun time quarantine snack?
Carrots and
what have you been munching on?
Paleo puffs.
Mm-hmm.
Good for my diet. But listen, Tony,
that's a great.
I'd like to give you another shot, not at competitive eating, but at just being on the show without the animosity that was this interaction. So if it's okay with you, we'd love to have you back on the show sometime.
I would love to be back. I really would. I think these are double stuffed. You know, I think that's what it was. I think that's probably where like the hiccup was.
We'll call it. So maybe tomorrow you should just get the Oreo thins.
I lied. These are single stuffed. They're not double stuffed. I lied. They're single stuffed, and I still did a bad job. I'm sorry.
Tony DeFeo, everybody. Tony DeFeo. Coming on, we're going to catch you again later. Well, everybody, I think we all feel extreme. What a dark episode. We had oil spills at the Valdez. We had absentee fathers, and we had a not world record set. I hope this doesn't bum you guys out for the week, but I want to thank you all for coming by. Next week is going to be a lot lighter, a little bit funnier. Well, it's always going to be funny. But please join us next week, Saturday, 8 p.m., and we're live. We're going to be back with some more great guests. Thank you to Brennan Lee for coming by. Thank you for Leo Dominguez for cooking up a storm. And thank you for Tony DeFeo for trying your best. I love you guys. Have a great night.